Today I have 250,000 Vietnamese dong with me, about 10 US dollars, and I'm going to use it to buy food for my family of 5. But I'm not going to spend all of it on just one meal. So, what can $10 actually buy for a family of 5 in Vietnam? I'm 41 years old and I have 3 children, and just like many other mothers, I think about what my family is going to eat almost every day. My children are growing quickly. However, finding the right balance between nourishing my family and managing our budget wisely, especially with the rising cost of living these days, is something I try my best to do every day. Even though there are so many supermarkets and convenience stores these days, I still enjoy shopping at traditional markets. Maybe it's because I've been familiar with this kind of atmosphere since I was a child. In the morning, the market is always full of life. People start their day very early. The vendors bring fresh vegetables, fish, and other ingredients to the market, and people come to choose what they need for their family meals. I enjoy being able to see and choose the ingredients for myself. When I go to the market, I usually have a few simple meals in mind. I try to choose ingredients that can be used in different dishes and for more than one meal. This helps me make the most of what I buy and prepare food for the whole family. Today, I chose some fresh vegetables and ingredients for a dish that my children really enjoy. I also bought some meat, which I'll use for 2 meals. I usually try to choose ingredients that are in season. They tend to be reasonably priced, and they're often very fresh as well. I also bought some pickled foods that are already prepared. They are very style foods, but they are familiar in many Vietnamese homes. And finally, I chose a fresh fish. I'll use the head to make a light and slightly sour soup with pickled mustard greens. The rest of the fish will be braised with green bananas. Everything I bought today is made up of very ordinary ingredients, nothing particularly special, but I know I can turn them into delicious meals for my family. The fish cost me around 80,000 dong, about 3.2 US dollars. I also bought about 80,000 dong worth of meat, around $3.2, which I'll use for 2 meals. And I spent around 90,000 dong, about $3.6, on vegetables, herbs, pickled foods, and a few other ingredients. Altogether, everything came to about 250,000 dong, right around 10 US dollars. I'm not going to cook all of these ingredients for just one meal. I'm taking out about half of them for lunch. The rest will be washed, sorted, and stored in the refrigerator for dinner. That way, with just one trip to the market, I can prepare food for the whole day. And in the afternoon, I don't have to spend too much time thinking about what everyone is going to eat. I find this quite convenient, especially on days when I also have to work on my computer. Today's lunch uses about 125,000 dong worth of ingredients. That's about 5 US dollars. And now, it's time to start preparing everything. Today, I'm going to turn one fish into 2 different dishes. The head will be cooked with pickled mustard greens, and the rest of the fish will be braised with green bananas. I really like cooking this way. With just one fish, my family can enjoy 2 dishes with completely different flavors. The braised fish is rich and savory, and it goes perfectly with hot steamed rice. The fish and pickled mustard green soup has a light, slightly sour flavor and is very refreshing. I think it's especially nice on hot summer days in Vietnam. These dishes are very simple, but they are also flavors that are very familiar in Vietnamese family meals. Now it's time to make a dish that my children really love. I'm going to cook minced meat with sweet corn, carrots, and green beans. In the past, my children didn't always enjoy eating vegetables. After trying different ways of preparing them, I realized that sometimes children don't actually hate vegetables. Maybe they just haven't found a way of eating them that they enjoy yet. So, I often chop the vegetables into small pieces and combine them with ingredients my children already love. The sweet corn adds a natural sweetness. The carrots and green beans add more color to the dish. And the minced meat makes everything more flavorful. When everything comes together, the dish looks bright and colorful. And most importantly, my children really enjoy eating it. For me, that's more than enough to make me happy. Today, I picked some green onions to add to the soup. Today, we have fish head soup with pickled mustard greens, fish braised with green bananas, minced meat cooked with corn, carrots, and green beans, and a plate of traditional Vietnamese pickled eggplant. The ingredients for today's lunch cost about 125,000 dong, about $5. This is a very ordinary meal in our family, but after spending the morning shopping and cooking, I still feel very happy when I see everyone sitting down and eating together. Finally, lunch is ready. This is probably my favorite moment of the day. We don't need to go anywhere special. We don't need an expensive meal. Sometimes, all we need is to sit together and enjoy food that has been cooked at home. Today, we also had a surprise guest drop by right around lunchtime, so I invited them to stay and share a meal with us. Even with an extra person at the table, our $5 lunch was still more than enough for all 6 of us to enjoy a warm and hearty meal together. When I see my children enjoying their food, I feel that all the time spent shopping and cooking was completely worth it. Maybe happiness doesn't always come from big things. Sometimes it can be found in the simplest moments. A meal made with ordinary ingredients, the people we love sitting together, and the feeling that even on a busy day, we are still taking care of the things that matter most.